Hey friends, Woodley here, coming to you live from the tent. And today I want to talk to you about when you are moving into something that you have never done before in your life. How do you take some practical steps to help you not be overwhelmed with discouragement and doubt in that process? Now, there's a great story in the Bible where Moses encounters God, and God asks Moses to bring the children of Israel, to free them from the slavery of Egypt. And Moses says to God, "How am I going to know that this is you?" And the response that God gives to Moses is that when you bring them back to this mountain, you will know that it is I who have sent you. You can listen to that and be like, what? That's not what I'm looking for. I want to know here at the beginning of the journey how I'm going to get to there. And there's very often, and what we have to understand is we learn from others who have walked these journeys where they've stepped into something, they're endeavoring into a new career, they're into a phase of parenting that they've never done before, a new business, they've moved from an employee to an entrepreneur. And all of these things, all of this doubt comes into our mind. And what we don't understand is that every person who goes through that process deals with the uncertainty and the doubt, but they choose in the midst of the uncertainty and the doubt to believe in something greater and a higher vision and a higher purpose, and that moves them through that process. And in that process, something transforms in us where we become someone that we weren't at the beginning. And it is the engagement in the process for the purpose that you are pursuing that is the vehicle to bring about transformation in your life. That's where God meets us in that place. And so I want to give you two really simple but powerful strategies as you're going through that. Number one is you have to identify what are the actions that are required to accomplish that thing. So for example, we're building a house. And so some of the actions that are necessary for us to take are there are people that we need to contact. There's information. There are decisions that we have to make. We had to work with an architect. We have to get an engineer for our septic system. We have to, order cabinets. All of those things, and they can be overwhelming. And so what happens is we have begun to engage in that process, and now as there are new things coming with that, I have specific things that I have already done that I can reference. So when I have to make a phone call to someone and I'm intimidated by that or uncertain, is I can look back and say, oh, these are the things that I've already done where I've stepped into something that I didn't know how to do before, but I did it and it worked and I learned in that way. So writing down or reflecting on what actions you have already taken, what do you need to take, and what have you already taken is going to help you confront the doubt and the voices, all the naysayers in the midst of that. And then the second thing is this, is understanding that it's the role of the crowd to doubt. And so it's the role of the individual to find the inspiration and the influences that are going to feed the fire. In the scripture, there's a scripture that's talking about King David, and it says, David encouraged himself in the Lord. And so he learned how to encourage himself, how to feed him on the things that were going to move him towards the purpose that God had planned for him in that way. And so that might look like a virtual mentor that you have, someone who you've seen a glimpse of in an area, who once wasn't successful in that thing and now is, who started out in one career and entered into a new career and was able to figure it out. And you can learn many things from those influences in your life. But see, we need both. Some people, all they do is they just continue to look for inspiration. They continue to look for inspiration. They continue to look for inspiration. And they never take action. And we need both. We need the mixture of inspiration and action. And the inspiration and the action together begin to confirm to us in our own thinking, we're not divided against ourselves because we're acting on those areas, that we are in fact making progress in that way. So let me know in the comments which one of those is more area of focus for you. And I'd love to hear what it is that you're venturing into. What's the new thing that you're pursuing? And how can I help you in that process?